change your thought process for just a second. I forget sometimes that I'm a certified retirement counselor. I'm licensed to talk to you about a lot of other things besides deferred compensation. Let me cover the installment payment before I forget, or before you leave. The installment payment is the way to do it through deferred compensation. Every paycheck you put money into deferred comp when you have enough money to buy a month of military time or a month of airtime or a year of withdrawn service credit. Then you send your request form to PERA and they send you the purchase agreement back. If you have enough in there, let's go ahead and buy it. What I don't want to happen is for you all to wait until the very end and then try and buy all 4 years at one time, because the longer you wait, the more the interest accrues on it, the more expensive it is. The more service credit you accumulate, the more expensive it is. The older you get, unfortunately, the more expensive it gets. So if you'd like to talk about that, we can do that. Okay, so as a certified retirement counselor, I want you to do a couple things. I want you to get your pen out and write down somewhere in your book, on the brochure that I just gave you, I need you to write down a couple things, because you will need to check on this no matter who you are, where you are in your career. If you're in your 40s, so start it. If you're in your 50s, definitely you want to open up an account. And when you're in your 60s, it's almost too late, but you can still do it. I want you to go to the website ssa.gov.
So if you already have an account.
Very good. I'm impressed. You don't have to write it down. You're already way ahead of the game. Do you realize how many people don't check on Social Security until they're almost ready to retire, or they think that they're going to be eligible? I want you guys to have armed with information, because my job is to make sure you have as much money as you can when you retire. So why am I asking you to do that? Because there's a difference in dollar amounts at the age that you qualify for. So let's ask some questions. When do you guys know when you qualify personally for Social Security withdrawal?
If you do it at 62, but if you wait till 65, you get a lot more.
Ah, okay. So he said that you qualify at age 62. Okay, that's for early benefit. When do you qualify for full benefits? 67, 65, it all depends. It depends on the year you were born. So if you were born before 1960, then it's a graduated age. I was born in 58, so my qualifying for full benefits is at age 66 years and 8 months. Okay? I can pull it at 62. If I wait till I'm 70, which would be really dumb, then I get it's called maximum benefits. So you have early benefits, full benefits, max benefits. Okay, so let's talk about what the differences are. And it's going to vary with everybody in here, because it has to do with when you pull it and the dollar amount that you've been earning in your whole career. Okay, so I can qualify for my full benefits at age 66 years and 8 months. But maybe I want to pull it early because I don't trust Social Security. Yes. Okay, but here's the difference if I do. And I just jotted a couple things down for you, and I want you to write down 3 dollar amounts. Okay? If I pull it at 62, and this is for somebody earning $30,000 from now until age 62, my benefit would be $1,021. So write that down. If I wait until my full benefit, 66 years and 8 months, I get $1,486. What's the difference? $1,486. It's over $400 a month. No, that's not maximum, because remember, age 70 right now is maximum. If I wait till 70, guess how much I get? $1,945. That's the other dollar amount I want you to write down. Okay? So I'm not advocating for you to pull it early, to wait. What I want you to do is check. If you pull it early because you don't trust the government, because you want your money now, because you need the money now, it's going to be about a 30% or more reduction. 30%. And it's permanent. You never get it back. If you pull it at 62 and then you get to 66 years and 8 months, you don't get to go up to the higher amount. It's permanent. Okay? Now here's the other thing I want you to realize too. If you're divorced, then you could qualify for your benefit or your ex-husband's benefit if they die. Yeah, if you have more than one ex-husband, you might qualify for the higher one. So it depends on who was making the most money as to who you're in love with now. If you're married, what you need to do is both of you go down to Social Security at one time. Both of you together, because, and I found this out from a lady last week who told me something I didn't know. is that the Social Security agent told her that if the husband had waited to pull his money out because he's not going to live as long, he's not as healthy as she is, then she would have been better off. Did that make any sense at all? Because as a widower or a widow, your benefits change with your spouse's benefits when there's a death. Remember, the longer you wait, the more money you get. You can you qualify for early Social Security at 62. If you wait until 64, you get a little bit more. If you wait till 65, you get a little bit more. Well, if you wait beyond your regular benefits, you get even more. So you have to check between both of you, if you're married, as to what would be the best for you and your family. Okay? Are we good with Social Security? So you can go to that website and set up an account, and that's what they're urging everyone to do, because you used to get those statements every year. Did you notice you're not getting them anymore every year? They're sending them out every 5th year. So when you turn 25, 30, 35, every 5th year until you turn 60, and then they're going to send you one every year after that. But have you read the fine print? Have you read the part that says we only have enough money in there until the year 2033? Well, then what's going to happen? Then they say there's only 70 cents of every dollar coming in to take care of you guys. And the more people retire, the more people get in the system, the less money that's going to be. So my forecast for this is not that it's going away. I think all of us are going to be able to receive some of the benefits, but they're going to push that age back where you're going to get maximum benefits, where you're going to be eligible at 67, and now it's going to be 68, 69, 70. So do you see where you're going to need more money? You're going to need more money. Let's talk about something else. All right, Medicare. Medicare.gov, write that down, because you need to be checking on that. Tell me what age you qualify for Medicare.
65.
65. Okay. Does it pay for everything?
No.
You know what it pays for? 62 to 80% of your medical bills. What are you going to do about the rest? You have deferred comp. Or you get a supplemental insurance. You've heard those on TV. They have a lot of them, and everybody has one. AARP has some. Different insurance companies have the ability for you to buy a supplemental insurance for Medicare. Did you know Medicare is not free? The premium, for me, and it depends on your income, every month from age 65 and on, my premium is going to be $105. And it's not going to pay for everything, so I'm going to have to pick up a supplement when I hit 65. How many of you are going to retire before you hit 65? That's why you all want to know about retiree health care, right? Okay. So between the age you retire and Medicare, what are you going to do? Retiree health care? How are you going to pay for that? Have you ever noticed what the state, city, or county puts in on your behalf for your medical benefits? Okay, so you pay this amount and your employer pays this amount. Add those two together, and that would be your portion to pay it out of pocket. You're going to need more money. That's what deferred compensation can help you do. I don't want to scare you. I just want you to be prepared. My job is to make sure you have enough money when you retire. So maybe when you hit this age of retirement with PERA, maybe it's not the best thing for you to retire. Maybe the best thing is to work a little bit longer. That's full of good information, right? Okay, not. Okay, I think I fixed this one. All right, so let's talk about what people can do with your deferred compensation, because if you've had it for a long time, thank goodness, I'm really glad, and don't you wish somebody had told you to start sooner and put more money in? Okay, so go back to your employment, go back to the place where you work, and tell the person sitting next to you, hey, you need to do deferred compensation, and don't take no for an answer. If you're, it just doesn't matter where you are in the city of Las Cruces or wherever. I can come to any state, city, or county office. Ask me to come. I can explain deferred compensation, because as I can give you the examples, you are going to need more money, and so is the person sitting next to you. All right, so let's talk a couple personal stories first. My mom, I talk to her every morning, and she asked me this morning, Mija, where are you going today? I tell her I'm at the county. Tell them they have to give you more money. So there you go. I want more money. If you're already in deferred comp, I want more money. Okay. Her reason is that she didn't retire with a pension. She retired on just Social Security, and it's not enough. My dad, on the other hand, retired with a PERA job. He was cabinet secretary under Governor Apodaca, and so he retired with a pretty good pension. But do you know it wasn't enough by the time he died this year? It wasn't enough to pay for his medical bills. He had Parkinson's and dementia. It wasn't enough. His wife, who was 70, had to keep working to keep it going. Okay, on the other hand, my sister and her husband have been in deferred comp now for about 10 years, and their daughter, Tony, my niece, had to have open heart surgery. Their portion just to do the operation was $20,000. Even though they weren't retired or quit with the state, they were able to use their deferred comp to, my sister pulled an emergency withdrawal for anything medical that's available, and my brother-in-law had a loan for the rest of it because he didn't want to pay the taxes on that. So those are available to you. Those are good things to have deferred compensation for, to pay those things. Anything medical, your deductible, your out-of-pocket expenses are something you can access your deferred compensation even though you're still working. But for the most part, they want you to leave it there. Okay, so let's talk stories. The first story on here is German Franco. He used to be out here at Southern. He was here, yes?
So say you take out, you know, the $20,000 for the heart surgery, do you have to pay taxes on that?
If it's a withdrawal, we're going to withhold the taxes for you. Yes, anytime you have access to your money, you're going to pay the taxes. It's never going to be tax-free, sorry. Okay, so German would not do deferred compensation when I first met him for several years. He would say, no, I need my money. No, I don't want to give you any money. No, I don't have any extra money. I've heard it all before. I've been doing this for 15 years. German finally did it. Now he's the warden in Santa Fe, and he's putting lots more money in. Over the years, it's grown. He told me to tell you what he's doing with his deferred comp. Even though he hasn't retired or quit, he was able to borrow half of his balance for a first-time home buyer. And because it's first-time home buying, he gets 15 years to pay that loan back. And it's 4.5% interest that goes back into his account. So is that not a good deal or what? He was excited. Okay, the next page. Tom England was with the city of Las Cruces, and when he retired, he used his deferred compensation to set up a private investigative service for himself. He died almost 2 years ago, and he still had money in deferred compensation, and his beneficiary was able to use that the way they wanted to. Travis Brown is still with the city of Las Cruces as the fire chief, and at the same time as his retirement, his kids are going to be in school, so he's going to use his deferred compensation to help pay for college. That's a good thing. All right, Toby Gallegos was my husband's ex-partner in the Albuquerque Police Department, and he's one of these guys who was able to return to work before the rules changed with PERA, so he was getting his pension check and his salary check at the same time now. He's using deferred compensation. He's been doing it for a long time, but now he really needs it because he's using it as a tax break. He doesn't have to pay any income tax on the money that he's putting into deferred compensation. So he's really fortunate that he's using it that way. Carolyn Scott retired here as regional director with CYFD. And when she retired, she paid off her car. And then the next year she called and said, hey, I want to put some more money down on my house. Then the next year she went to Tucson and Chicago, and she's using it the way she wants to. Marcia is Toby's wife, and she told me to tell you all that she gets to use her deferred comp to do whatever she wants to. And then Marguerite brought the deferred compensation plan into the city of Santa Rosa because she knew that no matter what, PERA was not going to be enough to take care of everything. She was going to need, all the employees with Santa Rosa were going to have some more money, just like you all. So, in summary, deferred compensation can help you with whatever bills you have when you're done with your employment. I hope it's good things. But I hope that if you need the help with medical especially, that deferred compensation can help you with that too. Any questions? Are we good? Yes? Yes?
Can you choose to just withdraw like a monthly amount?
Absolutely. Yes. If you want it monthly to help with the health care bills, take it out. You can do whatever you want to. Monthly, yearly, quarterly, a little here, a little there. It's completely up to you, under your control. Yes?
It's changed a bunch. Used to be you couldn't pull it out.
I'm sorry?
I said it must have changed a bunch, because it used to be you couldn't pull it out.
There are emergency provisions that have always been there but hard to qualify for, yes. But the loan provisions, you're right, those are kind of new in the last 5 years.
So now is the money taxable when you're pulling it out?
Anytime you take a withdrawal, that money is taxable. They want their money. It's never going to be tax-free. But
Where does it help us out then in taxes only one we're making?
okay, there's a couple ways that it helps you right now. When you're putting money in, remember, you get to use it as a tax break. The dollars you put in, say you're putting in $20 a paycheck, then that's on your W-2 already, and it's going to reduce your net taxable income. Whoever's doing your taxes plugs it in, box number 12, and it reduces you in net taxable income, so you get more back on your taxes every year you're doing this. And then in retirement, when you start pulling that money out, Most people aren't earning as much money in retirement as they are when they were working. So maybe your tax bracket has lowered and you're going to pay less taxes later. But I guarantee you that if you have enough time, that the deferred compensation will pay you better than because I have a lot of people who say, oh, they're going to raise taxes. Oh, it's not going to do me any good. That's not true, because the money you're holding on to now, the taxes you're holding on to now, are going to be earning interest inside your account. And that interest that it accrues over the years, 20, 25 years, is going to be a heck of a lot of free money for you later on when you start pulling the money out. It depends on the investment. So we can take a look at your account if you want to know. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
There used to be like a 401k aspect to the deferred comp. Is that not in the current?
The deferred compensation plan has always been a 457 plan. The difference between a 401k and a 457 is a 401k is for private industry, Walmart, Halliburton, whoever. And the 457 is reserved strictly for city, county, and state government. Or hospitals now or schools can have it too. The difference between the two is that the 401k has an age requirement. If you leave service, and a lot of you are going to leave in your 50s, right? If you leave service here, you have access to your 457 without a penalty. The 401k is attached to a penalty. It's got an age requirement, 59 and a half, and you're going to have to pay a penalty. That is not true with the 457 plan.
The second question is, if he's eligible to retire, but if he decides to retire from the city, does he automatically have to start taking his 457?
No. Okay, good question, because no, I want you to leave it in there as long as you can so you'll have more money later. The requirements are that when you leave service, we don't even need to know. You don't have to notify us that you're leaving unless you want some money. That's the only time we need to hear from you. If you haven't started pulling your deferred compensation out by the time you turn 70 and a half, the government forces you to, because they want to start getting their taxes. So you have to take a minimum at 70 and a half the year following that. Otherwise, it's up to you how you want to take it and when.
Now, once he retires, he no longer has the ability to have a payroll deduction. Can you still implement that 457, and how would you go about doing it?
Since the 457 is an employer-sponsored plan, no, he cannot put money in on his own. It has to be through a payroll check, and the only way to do that is state, city, or county. If he retires, I know he's not going to want to return to work and suspend his pension.
Can I do it?
No, it's his account with his social on it. If you're a state, city, or county, you need to set up an account. I need to talk to you. Yes?
So what's the difference between the 457 and the 403B?
403B is traditional for educators, and it is in schools. It always has been. It is usually an annuity. It's a very expensive product. It has surrender fees. It has a 59 and a half rule attached to it. So a lot of the schools are bringing the 457 plan into the schools. Yes, sir. SSA.gov.